Maybe it's you. And I want to just tell you that. And if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, don't. But maybe it's you. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of seeing so many people, and even me at a point, sit here and blame everybody for their life. And there's this saying that's very popular in the Christian world, right? I say it, I've been saying it. It's God's delay is not God's denial. And I understand that. But I want to tell you this, and some of y'all might not like it. I'm probably going to lose some people right now. But I want to tell you this. Yes, that is true sometimes. Sometimes God's delaying things because he's preparing it for you, right? Sometimes God's delaying the relationship he has for you because he's preparing it in him and her, or her and him, whatever it may be, for you. Sometimes it's delaying the dream job that you want because God is preparing you for it. I understand that. We understand that. But I want to talk to this tonight because a lot of times this isn't talked about. Sometimes it's not God's denial or God's delay. Sometimes it's your decisions that's creating God's delay. Sometimes God is giving you everything that you were supposed to have in your life, but you fumbled it. Sometimes God gave you that job that you prayed for. But what happens is just, you let your past, and we're going to talk about that. You let your anger, you let your hurt, you let your ego, you let your pride make you fumble that job. Sometimes it's not the jobs that you work for. If you're a professional quitter and all you have done is quit on everything that you have touched, everything that you've done, everything that you haven't been involved in, and all you did was quit every single time, maybe it's not those things. Maybe it's you. If there's people that's telling you the same things, and I want to be clear about this, right? Of course, there's people who hate on you. Of course, maybe somebody did something you don't like you, and they get all these other people to go against you. But I want to tell you this, man. This is true, and you need to hear this. Some of y'all do not want to hear this, but you need to hear it. This changed my life. If people are consistently telling you something, right, for years, for the last 20 years, people have consistently told you something. Told you that you have an attitude, told you that you're not loyal, told you that you this, told you that you that. And the same people are telling you the same things. Maybe it's time for you to pay attention to it. Maybe it's not them, maybe it's you. Right? If you've been in relationships, man, y'all probably hating me right now, but this is truth, man. Some of y'all gonna get healed tonight and delivered tonight because you're gonna take responsibility over your life. You're gonna let go of that ego. Pride is the devil, man. When you destroy your ego and you face the mirror with your truth, then things change. But if you've been in this relationships, right? This relationships, I'm talking about for years, right? 6 relationships, 7 relationships, and it's the same thing about you. Everybody is saying the same thing about you. There's a consistent consensus about you. Then maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. Some of you, what you have done is that you have lived in the blame and complain mindset. All you have done is blame, right? Maybe nobody wants to be around you for the holidays. Nobody. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. And I want to be clear about something, right? I'm not trying to condemn you if you're in this situation, but I had to look at my life. There were things that a whole bunch of people were saying about me that I didn't want to hear, that I didn't want to face because I had so much ego, but it was true. When I looked myself in the mirror, it was true. And some of us, what we're doing is we're killing our own growth because we don't want to be self-accountable and we don't want to be responsible for our life. It's not everybody's fault. It's not. And sometimes what God gives us, man, God gives us these blessings. God gives us these opportunities. And some of us, because we've been so hurt in the past, because some of us, we have so much ego, because some of us, people can't tell us nothing, we fumble it. We mess it up and then we become angry at God. I get it. Like certain things in your life have to fail. So certain things in your life can prevail. Like don't take this message out of context. Y'all know what I believe. You know I'm going to tell you right now, like if certain things in your life have to fail so other things in your life can prevail. That's facts, right? Certain things you have to lose so you can gain better things in your life. But I want to be clear about this. Sometimes it's you that's making those things fail. Sometimes you got to look yourself in the mirror and call your damn self out. Call you out. Sometimes if in your friends and all your friends are saying the same things, they're saying that you're angry. And you get mad at the people who actually have your back because they're telling you the truth. And all your friends and people are saying you're disloyal. All these people are saying you chatty patty and you tell people's business. And yet you get mad. Maybe at some point, it's you. You know, sometimes, man, I'm gonna just be real with you. Sometimes we don't deserve certain situations. Sometimes certain situations don't deserve us. But sometimes in our life, and I know people are going to get off of here, sometimes in our life we don't deserve certain situations because we in a place. You know, I know people in my life, man, or new people in my life from a distance that they've always used an excuse that, oh, this isn't what God has for me. Now, I tread very lightly when I say this because I understand what God has for you is for you. But I do understand this truth. Sometimes the things that God have for you, you're too into yourself, you're too into your pain, you're too into your hurt that you don't even realize what he has for you, that you messed it up, everything he has for you. And then you just shrug it off to say, oh, well, that ain't what God had for me. So on to the next person, on to the next thing, on to the next job. And you tell everybody else that it's the job's fault, it's my boss's fault, it's my mom's fault, it's my dad's fault, it's my friend's fault. It's everybody else's fault but yours. And I'm going to tell you why I'm so passionate about this, because if you live in the blame and complain mindset, you will not grow in your life. You will not have any growth in your life. I promise you, because you're going to feel comfortable in blaming everybody else. You know what's going to happen? You're going to live a whole entire life of stagnation. You're going to live a whole entire life staying in the same place, and you're going to kill your growth because you won't disarm your ego and ignite your self-responsibility and accountability. And so, yeah, I see people in the comments saying, oh, don't change for nobody, this and that. I understand all of that. But I want to tell you this. If you are a person, right? If you're a person, and we've all been here, I've been this person. If you're a person that's nasty in a way, right? Attitude is nasty. You're a person that cusses people out, that has your back because you don't want to hear the truth. You need to change. Okay, I understand don't change, right? Don't change. I understand that. But if you're a person, I had to change in my life. Because I looked myself in the mirror and I was disgusted at who I saw in the mirror. So I had to make a change. Some of y'all are saying, I ain't going to change for nobody. I ain't going to change. I ain't going to change. And what are you doing? You're blocking your blessings. And you see, you get angry that God has nothing for my life. Or maybe the right relationship was there and you just messed it up. Maybe it wasn't, right? If the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. But I just want you to start thinking deeper, to think maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. Right? And when you understand that, you look at your life. So one of the things that I do, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm addicted to finding the consistency that people say. Go ahead and drop off, y'all. I'm telling you right now, this ain't the message for you, but don't be in my damn inbox complaining about the same things that you ain't willing to change. I'm telling you right now, y'all want to hear this stuff that just makes you feel good and don't help you change. So if you're insensitive right now, go off, unfollow. I don't care, because I'm tired of allowing people to I'm tired of letting people live a certain type of life that I know is not going to help them. You need this conversation. It's a hard conversation. I didn't want to have this conversation with myself. I didn't want the truth to slap me in my face, but I knew there were some things about me consistently that people were saying. You know what I do? I search for that. When people consistently say the same thing about me, I know that it might be true. And I search for those things because I'm like, dang, when people say, Trent, you know, you show up late a lot. I can easily say, oh, it's the traffic. Oh, you know what? It's just 2 minutes late. It's just that I can always find excuses. But when people say that, enough people say that, I got to look at myself and say, man, I'm not respecting their time. Man, you know what? I need to make sure that I'm on time because I would want somebody to be on time for me. So instead of being butthurt in my feelings, I make the change to my life. That's how you better yourself. So when you look yourself in the mirror, if you've been watching my videos forever, you know the things that I've said. It all starts with you. And this message is that. You call yourself out. You don't need people to call you out. You call yourself out. We don't live in a world of perfection. I'm not trying to condemn you and trying to make you feel like you're a bad person. We all have imperfections. If you search hard enough, you'll find mine. I talk about my imperfections. But one thing about me is that I'm a man of purpose. I'm a man of progressions. And I'm not afraid to call my damn self out. And when people call me out, I'm not so much into my ego that I don't listen. Right? I'm secure enough in my life. I know my truth. Right? So if it goes against my truth that I know, then I might not listen to that. But if enough people are telling me the same things, then I got to take accountability. And I want you to ask yourself this question right now. Are you an AEE person? Okay? And I'm going to let that sit for right now. I'm going to calm down a bit because I'm about to wake up the cats and dogs and the cows across the street because I'm yelling. Are you an AEE person? Okay, you know what an AEE person is? And let me know if you know somebody like this. Let me know if you know somebody like this, right? An AEE person. Can somebody guess what an AEE person is in the comments? Let me see if y'all can guess what I'm about to talk about. What's an AEE person, right? That's the initials. That's the abbreviation that I'm about to talk about. It's 3 words. Can somebody tell me what they think an AEE person is? And before I get to that, I just want to let y'all know, like, if you think about your life and you go over the course of your life, I know there's so many areas in my life that I fumbled what God gave me. I fumbled what God gave me because I wasn't ready for it. And I lived in that excuse for so long. Oh, this must not be what God has for me. This must not be what God has for me. This must not be, oh, this isn't the relationship that God has for me. Oh, this isn't the job that God has for me. Oh, and you've been saying that for the last 30 jobs. Oh, that boss is the devil. That boss is the devil. That friend is the devil. That's the devil. That's the devil. That's the devil. Sometimes you got to look at yourself and call your devil out. I'm just saying, if everybody's the devil and you're just an angel in every part of your life, hey, let me know the secret. But if it's let me see what y'all, anybody guessed it? Anybody guessed it? Wow, Trent, so true. Yeah, y'all feeling this. Appreciate that. All right, I don't know if anybody guessed it. There we go. There we go. Somebody, Megan. Hey, Megan, I see you, Megan. Megan guessed it. Megan, hit me on my DMs, Megan, on Instagram, man. Just because you said that, I want to DM you, have a video call with you if you can. If I can find you. I might not find you. There's a lot of people. But Megan said it, all right? Just one word was off. Megan just said it. An AEE person is an always everybody else person. Do y'all know somebody like that? Have you ever been that person? I know at a point I was that person. Right? I know at the point I was that person. An AEE person. Always everybody else. It's always everybody else's fault. Always. Always finding blame. Always complaining. And always everybody else person will never grow in life, and they will continue to stay stagnant in life. Because again, when you blame, what happens is that you put the power in that situation's hands. You put the power in excuses' hands. And what it does subconsciously, like I'm gonna get a little deep right here. What it does subconsciously when you put the power in excuses' hands, even if it's the truth, when you put the power in something outside of you, you are giving that thing the permission to control your life. Because if you're not taking accountability, you're not going to make change. So a lot of AEE people, always everybody else people, they have convinced themselves that it's not them. They have convinced themselves that it's everybody else. They've convinced themselves that where my life is at right now, it's because of everybody else's fault. They convinced themselves that, they convinced themselves that, they convinced themselves. Okay, that's what they have done. They convinced themselves that it's everything else besides them. And that is a perfect recipe to not grow in life. Because the number one recipe, the 2 things that I said earlier, if you want to grow in your life, you got to take self-responsibility and self-accountability. You got to point the thumb at yourself and say it's on me. Write down in the comments, if you taking responsibility tonight, if you taking self-accountability tonight for your life, say it's on me. I used to have football teammates that was everybody else's fault. It's the lineman's fault. It's the coach's fault. It's the quarterback's fault. It's this person's fault. It's the strength coach's fault. No, you're just sorry. Right? It's my parents' fault for not making me fast enough. It's my high school coach's fault. It's the middle school coach's fault. I tell athletes all the time, if you have the same problem with all your coaches, bruh, with all your coaches, it's not your coaches. If every single coach has said the same thing about you, has said, you have a piss poor attitude, has said that you're lazy, it is not your coaches. It's you at some point. That's the only point I'm trying to make to y'all. Right? I'm not telling you to believe everything people say about you, but you know the truth about you. And so when you can understand that, of course you might have one bad coach that don't like you in life, right? One bad teacher that don't like you in life, that just hate on you, maybe 2, maybe 3. But if it's 10 teachers, if from the 1st grade to the 12th grade, every teacher said the same thing about you, it ain't the teacher. And when you can look at yourself and take ownership, y'all, and you might say, Trent, you don't understand what I've been through. I get it. right? I don't understand what you've been through. It may be everything that you've been through, heartache, pain, losses. Y'all know how I feel about this, right? I'm not being insensitive to you tonight. I just care about you too much to allow you to stay in a place of blame and complain. But that's why it's so important. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but that's why it's so important for you to get down to the root issues and do the necessary work and healing in your life. It's on me. I see, she said it's on me. This nothing but God. I'm doing a series. Yeah, man. I know these people. Yes, I don't blame anyone for messing up my life. Do you know, man, I appreciate Elizabeth. I appreciate it, Cindy. Yes, man, when you can take ownership, man. I'm so big on taking ownership that even when people that really mess up things in my life, I still say, man, you know what? I gave them the opportunity to. I refuse not to take responsibility because I refuse to keep the power in that situation or that person's hands. If somebody did me wrong, which has happened a lot in my life, happened a lot, right? Fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, whatever it is, right? That whole saying, fool me once, fool me twice. Fool me twice, but fool me once, blame on you, fool me twice, can't put the blame on you, whatever. However that goes. Y'all know how it goes, right in the comments. But at some point, I gotta say, man, you know what? I've allowed this to happen. I've allowed it. So some of y'all in these comments right now, I'm not even reading all of them, but I already know because I know people, you're saying, nah, Trent, you don't understand, Trent. This person, right? I've been in a relationship for 10 years and this person been treating me like trash for 10 years, right? So what you trying to say is it's me? Nah, it's them, Trent, right? I know some of y'all are thinking that right now because I know that how I would think it, right? I know that's what I would think if I was in a place of not taking responsibility, but I want to talk to you right now. It comes a point when you got to say, man, you know what? I've allowed it. You know what? I put myself in this position. And when you accept that, you give your power to make the necessary changes in your life to free your life. So if you put yourself in their position, you kept yourself in the position, and guess what? You have the power to take yourself out of that position. That's the point I'm trying to make to you tonight. I don't want you to feel worse about your life or bad about yourself, but I want you to look at yourself and have a real conversation. And not just, and listen, and maybe I've enabled some of this with some of my messages, right? Stop this and stop that. Maybe I enabled it, right? Maybe I enabled you to point the finger at everybody else. But I just hope in my messages that you always get those 5 words that I stand on. It all starts with you. It all starts with you. And so I just wanted to share that tonight, man. I just wanted to come on here raw and real and share that and just say, man, maybe it's you for once. Maybe. And that is so powerful when you can take ownership. Ownership is sexy, man. When somebody takes ownership over stuff, it's sexy. I don't even use that word, but it's just sexy when somebody takes ownership. It's beautiful. When somebody takes ownership and says, you know what? That's on me. That's on me. It's powerful. Hey, what's up, rehabs across the world? Trent here. Thank you for watching our new video. I hope it impacted your life. Listen, we're impacting lives all across the world. I want you to know this. It's because of you. It's because of you supporting the messages and sharing the messages. And speaking about sharing the messages, if this video touched your heart, if it's on your heart, please press share because I promise you this. There's somebody in the world right now that needs to watch this video. And by you pressing share, you become a hero in their life. I get messages every single day say, Trent, I had no idea what rehab time was yesterday, but my friend shared the video. I saw it on the timeline, and man, did I need it. We're gonna continue to impact the world only with your help. We appreciate you. But like I say at the end of every single video, it all starts with you. It's rehab time. Let's get it.